Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the J.A.B. podcast. This week, it is just me and Josh. We will be doing a NBA mock draft for this episode. That's probably it, unless you do you want to go into the NBA Finals?
We can cover it quick.
I mean, the Nuggets are new NBA champions. I mean, that's about. I didn't catch a single game of the Finals, so I mean, it's just
one or two.
Yeah. So there's not much I can say. I mean, Jokic got his ring. That's about it. I was hoping Jimmy Butler would get a ring, but it is what it is.
Bruce Brown got his ring.
Sure. Is Bone Highland still in the Nuggets? No?
No.
Okay.
He's in the Clippers. I mean, I'm sure he's gonna get a ring, but he does not deserve it.
I thought you were a big Bones Highland fan.
I like him, but he was crying about not playing.
Oh, okay.
And not getting the ball. So I mean, he's right. I mean, I think he should have got the ball more, but but like when you basically request a trade, you don't deserve the ring.
Right.
You know? Like,
kind of like if the Lakers won Westbrook and kind of like if the Lakers won Russell Westbrook and Pat Bev did not.
No, I think he would deserve one because Westbrook's trade set the team up for like success. Not been there without Westbrook. So like the stuff they got in return for him were the reason they were actually good. So
okay. I
think he would have deserved it, and he never requested a trade or anything, or complained about any of it.
That's fair.
But yeah.
All right, now that the NBA Finals are out of the way, let's jump into our NBA mock draft. Have we decided who's going to start?
Yeah, you can start.
Okay, so we'll be alternating picks. I'll start with the first overall pick. This one's a gimme. There's not really much to decide here. It's Wemby to the Spurs.
Okay. Second pick, Charlotte Hornets. Here's the thing. The Charlotte Hornets, they have LaMelo Ball. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Some people think that Scoot Henderson is the second best player in the draft. I disagree. We're drafting Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller is going to be the next star player on the Hornets. He has a good fit. People say you shouldn't draft for fit when your team sucks. But the thing is, I don't think you're just drafting for fit. I think he's also the second best player in the draft. Scoot Henderson, obviously, is good. We'll talk about him whenever he's picked. But like Brandon Miller, 6'9", one of the best scorers in the country, one of the best shooters. Just I don't know. I see a lot of Paul George comparisons. I don't see that honestly, but I do see a tall scorer, shooter who can play defense, he's not the biggest playmaker, but you don't really need that. I just think he can easily average 25 points a game in the NBA. And next to LaMelo, I think best fit. Like you said, I don't think it's just you're drafting for fit, but I don't think you're really sacrificing skill. Like Scoot, I don't know, he's good and all, but yeah, Brandon Miller.
Okay. So now the Trailblazers on the clock with the third pick.
Let's see.
It is my favorite team. At this time, they still have Dame on the team. So I'm not having them draft a point guard. I don't care if they should draft for the future with the third pick. You have the third pick and you have Dame. Get a player that can play with Dame and not potentially replace him. So I think they need to go either small forward or big. There are no bigs that are worth the third pick. And Josh has some disagreement on if this guy's worth the third pick or not. But I don't think you can even... Oh, you can't make trades. Anyways, I don't care.
You can.
I'm still going to have Trailblazers taking Cam Whitmore at 3. Because they need a wing. Cam Whitmore. They need a wing.
Why?
They need someone who can attack the rim from the wing. Cam Whitmore, probably one of the best players in this draft that can do that. And, they have shooting already with Ant and Dame. They need someone who can space the floor a little bit, open up the middle of the court, and get some separation for their shooters. So Cam Whitmore is the pick here.
So you think that Dame's staying? You think this draft pick is making Dame stay?
I think Dame's staying regardless. I
don't know. He said he doesn't want to be part of a rebuild.
Okay, and what have they been doing for the last 3 years?
This is the first year they would be starting to rebuild. Last year they traded for Jeremy Grant. And
they didn't do much. They were bad enough to get the 3 pick.
Josh Hart. They signed Josh Hart too. who was a really
And
good center.
again, they traded him, and they're still in a spot to have the third pick. So obviously,
I think you should
what
trade
they did
Dame.
last year didn't work.
I agree. I think they should trade Dame. That's my point.
Okay. I mean, it's either they trade Dame or not keep this pick. They trade Dame or trade the pick. Because I don't think
Yeah, exactly.
there's necessarily, huh?
And you're doing neither.
I didn't feel like trading the pick. I like Cam Whitmore, so
I like Cam Whitmore too, honestly, a lot. I just don't think, especially with Scoot Henderson on the clock.
But they don't need Scoot Henderson.
I don't think Ant is your answer at point guard.
You're right, because they have Dame. Dame's the answer at point guard.
I don't think Shaedon Sharpe is your answer at point guard.
He's not.
So I think you draft Scoot Henderson and have Ant and Shaedon Sharpe small forward. That's what I would have done. Okay, I'm up at 4. Oh, this makes the pick easy. Scoot Henderson at 4.
The Rockets?
Like I said, yeah, the Rockets. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Scoot Henderson fan, honestly, because he can't shoot from 3. He's a decent mid-range shooter, but he's not like a elite mid-range shooter. Like some people seem like act like he is. I don't see that. And all the percentages and everything says he's not even a good mid-range shooter. So it's like, but I think he's probably pretty good at it. But it's just he's guard. He's like what 6'2". He plays bigger than his height. I do understand that, but a 6'2" point guard that can't shoot from 3, like that's just hard for me to get behind in today's NBA. You just like how many 6'2" point guards do you have as your best player or one of your best players that can't shoot from 3? Like I just don't really see it that often. But he would obviously would be one of the top picks in like most drafts. Crazy potential, his drive, his defense, his athleticism, just everything. But especially that workout that the Blazers posted, that workout was the most generic, boring workout I've ever seen in my life. Like if that video convinced anyone like to want to draft him, it just I don't get that. That workout video was just so generic. But Scoot Henderson, Rockets need a point guard. Kevin Porter Jr. I love Kevin Porter Jr. so much. He's not a point guard. He'll never be a point guard. They need a point guard right here. I don't think the Rockets should sign James Harden. I know that's a pretty big rumor, but I just think it would set him up for nothing the next 5 years because he's gonna sign for a long deal if he does sign there, and he's I don't know, not really set to win with a young team, but yeah, Scoot Henderson, final pick right there.
All right, so the Pistons are on the clock. I'm gonna have him going Jarris Walker out of Houston.
I like it.
I think they're guard heavy. They've gone Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham, and now they have Killian Hayes. They're heavy at guard, so I think get some big men, and I think he's one of the best available on the board right now.
Do you think that Marvin Bagley, James Wiseman, what's his name, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duran, do you think those have that's too much of a logjam at power forward center? Because Jalen Duran, obviously, he was a lottery pick last year, and he played really well this year. And then Marvin Bagley, I think he played good for what he was when he was there, but obviously, and he just signed an extension too. But I don't think that should be a really big reason. But in James Wiseman, I'm not really a fan at all. But do you think that would be a problem with his development? Because that's pretty packed.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? The Pistons, they've been at the top spot for a while, so they've been loading up that roster with good players, or good young players, I guess you could say. So it's just, there's not really a small forward here because small forward is pretty much the only hole that I'd say they have, that there's not a logjam of young people at. But there's not really a small forward at this point in the draft.
I would have drafted Cam Whitmore here.
Cam Whitmore's off the board, so
I know that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I just don't think Jarris Walker really. I mean, I like him, but I don't see like super crazy potential with him. Like he can't really dribble. He can't really shoot. I mean, he's a big dude, but he's only like 6'6", so it's like.
Yeah, 6'7". I mean, he could play small forward. I mean, he's gonna be a big small forward, but
he's gotta play power forward. But I mean, I don't think the Pistons really have crazy good power forward. So I mean, I'm fine with that. I just think the centers.
Yeah, I mean, Bagley hasn't really been that guy. Or at least the guy he's supposed to be. So
I don't know. I just think he's gonna be hard for him to find a spot there, just because of the people. Okay, the sixth pick. I got the Orlando Magic. So I'm not drafting either of the Thompson twins.
Okay.
No chance in hell.
You don't like them? Or just don't think they're fit on the Magic?
The Magic's biggest need is shooting.
Okay.
And neither of them can shoot. And their shots are both horrible. Like, I don't know how much you've seen of their shots. Their shot, like, formation, it's just shot horrible. Like, I don't know. And I don't really like them either. It's kind of a bit of both, but they don't fit, and I don't like them. Okay, number 6. Do I have the second Magic pick, Adam? Can you check? Is there any way to see that?
No.
They have 11th, so 6 and 11.
No, you don't, because I have odds, you have evens.
Okay. That might change my pick, because I need to get this. I need to get this pick. The Magic. Okay. So Magic need shooting, and they need guard, just shot creation. There's 2 players. There's 3 players I really like here. Taylor Hendricks, Grady Dick, and Keontae George. But like, I don't think they really need a point guard. Markelle Fultz is pretty good. I like him a lot. I think he's definitely good enough to just keep with that. And Jalen Suggs is backup, and Cole Anthony. They got plenty of thing at point guard, but
yeah,
shooting guard. Who do they even got? Fucking Gary Harris. Come on, like, he's okay. Small forward Franz, power forward Paolo, center Wendell Carter Jr. There's not really many centers, so I'm not really too worried about that.
This thing has Jonathan Isaac starting over Paolo.
Yeah, that's
on our depth chart. Yeah,
that's just dumb. You know what? Let's do it. Keontae George.
Okay.
Shooting guard, one of the best bucket getters in the country. He can shoot. He can just score from everywhere. Yeah. I just wish I had the 11th pick to get Adam. Can we trade picks?
I don't know.
Let's trade the 11th and 12th. We can deal with that later. Okay. Yeah. Keontae George.
Okay.
Perfect fit.
So that puts the Pacers on the clock.
Yep.
I mean, they need a forward, I'd say. I don't, but again, the top of this class is so guard heavy, and they don't need guards. They're loaded at guard.
I know who I'd go here.
I mean, Grady Dick's 6'7". He can play small forward, right?
Yeah, he could easily be a small forward, but I mean, I don't know.
You know what? We'll go Grady Dick.
Okay. I mean, I would have went Taylor Hendricks here, but
yeah, I was between those two.
I mean, I don't know. I just think Taylor Hendricks fits better with Miles Turner. He's a pretty similar player. And then, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Grady Dick, I mean, Pacers could use some shooting.
Yeah.
He's white. Pretty good fit.
Buddy Hield's kind of been...
Buddy Hield's good.
Hitter. He's good, but his shooting is kind of, I don't know, it feels like it's gone down.
He's good.
Over recent years.
Buddy Hield's one of the best shooters in the NBA. It's just, I just don't know why he's on the Pacers. He's kind of wasting his time there.
Yeah. But like you said, they need shooting. And, I mean, Buddy Hield is a shooter, but, you know, he's just... Honestly, doesn't seem like he's been effective recently.
I don't even know if they need shooting, honestly, but...
I mean, you could always... In today's NBA, you could always use more shooting.
I was going to say, I just think they need... Yeah. I mean, I think they could use shooting. I guess I don't know if they really need it for sure, but yeah. Okay, what pick do I have? 8th pick, Washington Wizards. Bradley Beal, just today the news came out that they're looking at trade options for Bradley Beal.
Okay.
So I'm not drafting with Bradley Beal in mind. I don't really give a shit.
They got Johnny Davis to...
Johnny Davis is horrible.
I know. It's a joke.
I didn't like Johnny Davis coming out of the draft last year.
No.
And I got overhated. I got hated for not having him super high.
Because he also couldn't shoot, could he?
No, he
He never seemed like he was a shooter at Wisconsin.
He didn't do anything elite.
And he was super inconsistent.
Yeah. He was inconsistent. His shot was slow. His defense wasn't elite. His finishing wasn't anything crazy. He was a really good rebounder for his size, but you really thought he's going to be elite rebounder at 6'4" in the NBA? Josh Hart does it, but not likely. It's just
he was just the best player Wisconsin had since Frank Kaminsky, and they were doing good. So then I feel like he got overhyped because of that.
He wasn't a playmaker. He basically played shooting guard. And I don't know. I mean, I like him as a person. He's a cool dude, but not a good player. Okay, so I'm going to be drafting. Ooh, I'll save that pick. Okay. I'm going to be drafting Amen Thompson.
Okay.
But, like I said, I mean, I don't like him a lot, but here's the thing. He's one of the most – both of them are the two of the most athletic people in the draft class.
Mm-hmm.
They – crazy playmaking for Amen. Crazy playmaking. Crazy defense. They're both good at defense. It's just they're 20-year-olds playing against 16-year-olds, so that's kind of a concern. They're playing against younger competition. You don't really know. But here I'm drafting just because the athleticism and the defense and the potential. That's it. I mean, I don't ever see either of them as shooters. I don't think they'll ever become shooters. But I think with this, you have to go for some kind of potential. I don't think you can go for a role player when you're the Wizards. They have nothing. Kyle Kuzma's walking. Kristaps Porzingis, I think he has a player option. And if I was him, I would probably accept it just because it's a lot of money. But Bradley Beal, they might be trading. And the rest of the team is role players.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, Amen Thompson, just because of the potential and just because they don't really have a point guard, especially that can play make. They don't have any playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Monte Morris is not a playmaker, and he sucks. Yeah, Amen Thompson.
All right, so that puts the Utah Jazz on the clock. Is Colin Sexton more of a point guard or shooting guard?
Shooting guard, but he wasn't anything crazy last year.
Okay.
But he's coming off a torn whatever. ACL, meniscus, whatever it was, I forgot.
So I feel like the Jazz could use another guard. Because what they got,
I think their biggest need's guard.
Yeah, okay. Because they got Sexton,
point guard or shooting guard.
Clarkson's all right, but THT is not the answer.
He was good.
Yeah, he was good. Exactly.
After he switched to point guard, he was good. So he might be the answer, but you don't know. He's not going to be the reason you stop drafting a player.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm gonna go Anthony Black here.
Anthony Black.
You don't like that pick?
No, not for the Jazz.
I don't know.
I just don't think his scoring is as good as I'd want it on the Jazz.
Okay.
But I mean, his playmaking, his defense, his potential's there. I see it. It's not a bad pick.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like because Colin Sexton's a shooter, right?
Not really.
No. Okay.
He's not bad, but
I just feel like that team could use some playmaking. So I mean, and I think.
Oh, I think they could use some playmaking. I just don't think Anthony Black's scoring's where you want it.
Right.
I mean, the potential's there. I see it. Yeah, I don't mind it. Okay. 10th pick. So who do I get here? 10th pick with the Mavericks. Oh, you want to trade picks here?
Why? You want the Magic's next pick?
Yes.
Just flip picks?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do teams do that? Is that usually?
What? What do you mean? Do teams do?
I know. I'm just saying. Is that just out of curiosity? Is that a trade that, or is there usually something else that a team would throw in? I'm just curious.
We can trade it.
I know we can trade picks.
10 for 11.
Yeah. I'm just curious. Realistically, do NBA teams just flip picks usually?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like every year.
Okay. Sure.
10 for 11. I'll throw in. From the Mavericks, I'll throw in I mean, if I'm the Magic, I'll throw in. What do I want to throw in? You can add Bol Bol. Bol Bol in pick 11 for pick 10.
Sure.
Okay, deal. Can you do that on there or no?
Yeah, I mean, I can't trade players, but I can.
Yeah, we don't really need it.
Yeah.
Okay, with the Magic's 10th pick, I am going to draft Jordan Hawkins from UConn.
Hawkins. So 2 guards.
He's just one of the best shooters in the draft. It's different. So here's the thing: Keontae George is a bucket getter, scorer. Jordan Hawkins is mostly just a shooter. So Jordan Hawkins, I view Jordan Hawkins as our 6th man.
Okay.
I view Keontae George as our starting shooting guard. So the lineup's gonna be Markelle, Keontae George, Franz, Paolo, Wendell Carter Jr., and then off the bench, Jordan Hawkins, Jalen Suggs, and that's probably it. That really matters. I mean, and then more. Yeah, Jordan Hawkins, this is a little bit early to be drafting backup shooting guard, but he can easily start in a lot of rotations. He's, like I said, he's in my opinion, the best shooter in the draft.
Okay.
I think he's better than Grady Dick. And I think that Jordan Hawkins, he's not a bad defender. He's not a bad just overall scorer. He's, crazy good. In tournament especially, is crazy good, which is a big part of this, honestly. Sophomore, but, still young. Yep, Jordan Hawkins.
All right, so that puts the Mavericks on the clock at 11. I'd say they need center and small forward, probably the biggest needs.
I would say the Mavericks. I don't know. Everything.
Everything except guard. I don't know. Is Kyrie? I guess this depends on if Kyrie's coming back.
Should walk.
Because if Kyrie doesn't come back, I could see him taking a guard.
Well, they have Jaden Hardy.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
Jaden Hardy, I like him a lot. But I think that if the Mavericks re-sign Kyrie, it's going to be the worst decision they could ever made. And I like Kyrie a lot. I love Kyrie. It's just the money he's going to get. It basically sets up the team to not sign anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. And Luka's going to walk. Luka's for sure going to be walking. Kyrie's going to be the star player on the Mavericks, and he's going to stop playing because who wants to be a fucking star player on the Mavericks alone? Like, honestly. But here, let's see. I would probably draft Taylor Hendricks.
Yeah, that's what I've been.
Yeah.
Players. He can play small forward, can he?
I mean, I'm sure he can. Actually, he'd probably be pretty good at small forward because he can. Yeah, he's a pretty good shot creator.
Yeah, because he's only 210. He's not super big.
Who?
Taylor Hendricks.
He's what, 6'8"?
6'9", 210.
Yeah, I mean, he plays bigger than that, I think, but yeah, he's
not like a big husky man, though. Is what I'm saying.
Not like Jarvis Walker.
Right.
That's why I liked him a lot better because he can actually shoot.
Yeah, so we'll go Taylor Hendricks here for the Mavericks.
Okay, I like that pick. Okay, 12th pick, the Oklahoma City Thunder. So we got Shea, we got Josh Giddey, we got Chet, we got. That's it, right? Pretty much. So I think I want like a small forward, but I don't know. I think. Okay. I think I'm going to draft. What's his name? Bilal. You know what I'm talking about? Bilal.
Yeah.
I don't know how to spell his name.
I know what you're talking about.
Bilal Koulibaly.
Yep. You're going to draft him?
He's been jumping up in draft like mocks recently. Crazy potential. Playing over there with Victor Wembanyama. And the Thunder they just like drafting random people with potential. They drafted What's his name?
Ousmane
last
Deng.
year.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't like him
I was
at
a
all.
big fan
They
of
drafted him though. What?
I was a big fan of him.
Yeah,
Reminded me a lot of Nicholas Batum. So
that's he reminded me of Kyle Anderson. That's
okay.
what I got. Which I mean, isn't bad. But he's obviously better than Kyle Anderson, probably, or will be. Oh, I forgot about Jalen Williams. They have Jalen Williams too, but yeah. And they drafted Chet. They drafted Poku. They just like weird players with a lot of potential. And Thunder have a lot of picks, so I'm not really too worried if he doesn't really pan out.
All right, so the Raptors are on the clock. They kind of need a bunch. I feel like, I mean, are there heavy trade rumors with any of their players?
There's been some rumors, but Fred VanVleet's out. I think he declined his player option.
So he's like he'll be a free agent?
Yeah. Pascal Siakam has been rumored and OG has been rumored, but I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. But the Raptors just,
I mean, I feel like they need a guard because outside of Gary Trent, Fred VanVleet, like you said, who might leave, there's not much.
Gary Trent is an option too.
Yeah. So outside of those two starters, there is not much behind them. So even if VanVleet and Trent do come back, they still need a guard off the bench. So I'm going to go with the other Thompson twin here. I mean,
I like it.
He's a projected top 5 pick by a lot of people, and he's fallen to 13. So, I mean, I think the Raptors.
Top 5 pick my ass. Come on.
I mean, again, I don't. That's what I've been seeing. So
he's a little bit better of a shooter than Amen, but he's a little bit less of a playmaker. He's still got the defensive ability and the athleticism. I think he's got the potential, but yeah, I mean, I like this spot here because the Raptors need a lot of help right now. They really disappointed me, and Scotty Barnes sucks. Seriously, Scotty Barnes is
what do you mean, former rookie of the year? What are you talking about?
He didn't deserve it though, so I would not give it to him. Just saying.
Yeah, you would have gave it to Evan Mobley
for sure. He deserved it, and he was way better than the sophomore year. It wasn't even close.
He still wasn't the greatest his sophomore year though. Evan Mobley. At least he didn't start out well.
What?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
You said he wasn't good his sophomore year, and I said neither was.
Evan Mobley was.
At least he didn't have a good start to the season because I haven't fantasy basketball.
Evan Mobley was first team all defense.
Okay, then he must have played better at the end of the season because at the beginning of the season he was doing terrible for my fantasy basketball team.
A lot of his ability isn't going to show up on the fantasy score sheet. I mean, he's not because of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. He's not really a go-to scorer.
Yeah,
but he was still crazy good.
I don't know. He did better. Anyways, yeah. Let's just back.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Pelicans 14th pick. Pelicans, I think. Oh yeah, Brandon Ingram is in some rumors right now.
Okay.
Looks like the Pelicans were more likely to move Brandon Ingram.
I'll give him the 3 pick for Brandon Ingram.
The 3rd pick?
Yeah.
I would need. Obviously, I'm not making this trade anymore because you fucking can't win right now.
I'm just saying hypothetically, if he's up for trade rumors.
I would have needed. Okay, here's my hypothetical. Brandon Ingram for 3 Shaedon Sharpe and a first next year. Would you accept that?
Seems like a lot.
Brandon Ingram.
I mean, he hasn't been that dude for seems like a little bit now.
He was this year. He was really good this year.
Was he?
He was 25. 25, 6 and 6. And he led the Pelicans because Zion didn't play what? He played 0 games.
Oh, I guess I just haven't heard his name.
I mean, yeah, the Pelicans
as much as I used to.
He's good. I mean, I don't know if I wouldn't trade that for him if it was me, but as a Blazers fan who wants to save Dame, I would instantly trade that, honestly. I wouldn't even be willing to throw in Anthony Simons if I had to.
I'd rather do Simons than Sharpe, honestly.
Then what? That's a big change, Adam. That is a major change this year. Right, Adam?
Yeah,
The
I was
record,
not.
guys. We mentioned again, Adam hated Shaden Sharp.
That's because
Adam was
all we knew of him was how he played in high school, because he
yeah,
sat
but
out his freshman
that's
year.
all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know to be 100% in on that.
I can't
I told
base a guy's NBA potential off of his high school tape, because it's going up against high schoolers. Like all the people who base Zion's
That's LeBron, Adam.
stuff off of
Zion was
his high school tape, dunking
27
on
point per
people
game
who are
scorer.
5'2".
But Zion was a 27 point per game scorer in the NBA.
Yeah, because he 27 points per game because he only plays in 2 games.
No, he played the whole season that year. But Zion's crazy good. He just can't stay healthy. That just wasn't a good example. But Shaden Sharp is good. Okay, so Pelicans pick. I don't even know. The Pelicans need to trade CJ McCollum. Get him out of here. Send him back to the Blazers. At this point, trade CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram back to the Blazers. All right. I don't even know. Pelicans need a lot. Okay, I'm gonna draft Bryce Sensabaugh because just getting ready for Brandon Ingram trade. Because if I'm the Pelicans, I'm trying to trade him right now. I would have tried trading him for the 3rd pick. I would have instantly tried doing that. But I don't know. Bryce is one of the best scorers in the country again. He's just small forward. He's really good in the mid range. Joe Johnson, he gives like Joe Johnson vibes. He's just scoring. That's pretty much all he really brings. I mean, but that's when you're that good at it, you don't really need to bring that much more. But yeah, I like him a lot.
All right, who's up now? The Hawks. I don't know what the Hawks need.
Hawks.
Cause they got Trae Young, they got Murray,
DeAndre Hunter,
yeah,
John Collins, kinda.
AJ Griffin's a good guy off the bench.
AJ Griffin's good.
Capella, I mean,
Jalen Johnson, Wisconsin, shut him out.
well, I feel like they just need bench right now. I guess I don't know what happened to them. I don't know why they had such a bad year.
I know why. Trae Young is just not a good player to build a team around.
Well,
That's what I think it is. I like Trae Young, honestly. I think he's good. It's just DeJounte Murray was not a good fit. I think I said it was a horrible trade when it happened, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure I did. And just I don't know. I wish they didn't make the trade. It's just a shitty trade for him.
okay.
John Collins is not it. DeAndre Hunter can't stay healthy. Bogdanovich is just mid. Who else? Yeah. Trae Young just I don't know. Not good fit for building a team.
I feel like they need a 3-and-D wing.
Sadiq Bey. They have Sadiq Bey now.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
I just don't know who's a good 3-and-D wing in this draft, Josh.
3-and-D.
Maybe a backup center they could use.
I mean, I think for the Hawks, I'll pick Jalen Hood-Schifino. That's what I'd pick. I think he's a lot better fit next to Trae Young than DeJounte Murray. And I'd trade Trae and DeJounte Murray, but I don't know if you want to do that. So, second option, I don't even know. Julian Strother, maybe? Shooter. You need a shooter.
Yeah.
Here.
Strother work a first-round pick?
I am definitely worth a first. Is he worth 15th pick? That's a question, but
yeah.
I think first is fine. But
a late first, probably.
I don't know. I'm usually cool with reaching for players to like this part of the draft because like at this point, why not get your guy? But I don't know. I think the Hawks are kind of screwed. Or I'll draft Gregory Jackson. You know, I like him a lot.
Gregory Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was.
I think his potential there is especially John Collins gone.
Mm-hmm. Is John Collins gone, or you think he's going to be
They've
gone?
been trying to trade him for 4 years.
Okay.
So, and he's just not good. So I'd imagine it's eventually. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll go.
Howard.
We'll go GG.
I mean, I think
Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, I think the power forward is going to need soon. So, okay, Utah Jazz. Who do we pick with the first pick?
Anthony Black.
Anthony Black. Okay, this is the easiest pick of the draft. Dariq Whitehead. My number one player in this draft. Dariq Whitehead.
Your number one?
Number one.
I
have multiple tweets out.
Better than Wemby?
Whitehead is going to be the best player in this 2023 draft, and I fully believe it. I just can't draft him earlier than this just because I don't think he's going to go that high in real life. But if I was doing this draft fully based off what I would do, he would be my number 4 pick. Dariq Whitehead, one of the best shooters in the draft, shot 40% from 3 this year. He just, I don't know. He came off a broken foot. He had foot surgery in the offseason before the season. And then he came back, played. He just looked slower. He looked a little step behind he was when he was in high school. And then you're thinking, like, I wonder what happened to him. He barely, really drove to the rim. He barely dunked anymore. But then after the season ended, he got another foot surgery because the first foot surgery never healed right. So that, for me, especially that answered, that was why he just looked slower. He looked injured. Like, I just thought the injury, I thought he wasn't going to be able to get back to it. But it just never healed properly. So, especially now that he's getting a second surgery, I mean, obviously that could go bad too. But I just feel like that's just the next step to getting him back to his just crazy good. Yeah. He can dribble. He's one of the best shot creators in the draft. He can shoot, like I said, one of the best shooters in the draft. He can play defense. He has tons of defensive potential. He's not, I wouldn't say he's like a lockdown defender right now, but team defense, help defense especially, he's already there. He's 6'7", he's athletic. Just, he can play make when he needs to. He doesn't take horrible shots. He was one of the best catch and shooters in this draft this year. And then also coming out of high school, his main and only criticism was his shooting. His shooting consistency. People said, how good can he really shoot? He wasn't the best shooter in high school. But he can dribble. He can literally do everything. And then now that the shooting question was answered, 40% from 3 on Duke, which plays good competition.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a big part of the end of the season little run there. Honestly, I see him being the best player in the draft. I think, but here's the thing. I think Wemby is I just don't see him being healthy. He hate to like. I'm not wishing or anything, but he hate to like kind of project that into a player.
I mean, I thought the same with Chet. So,
and it was true. Yeah, I mean, I think Wembanyama is crazy good. It's just the fact that how many times do you see a 200-pound, 7'5" player who moves like that? He's already had some injuries in France. Not like anything you're too worried about yet. But I just, especially when he gets to the NBA, this is 82 games a season plus playoffs, and you're playing the most physical, biggest competition in the world. I just, especially on any team, the Spurs I think is a good landing spot for him, but I just don't see him being healthy for his whole career or even that long, personally. So, and Scoot, like I said, I'm just not the biggest Scoot fan. I don't know. But Dariq Whitehead, honestly, he's probably number 4 for me because I like Brandon Miller and Scoot and Victor technically above him. But I think he'll be the best player in the draft. When it opens, down the line, I think you're going to look back and say, Dariq Whitehead was the biggest steal of the draft. He averaged 30 points a game. He multi-time All-Star. Jazz get a steal here. Pair him up with Anthony Black, playmaker, and then he can be the shooting guard. Point guard, Anthony Black. Shooting guard, Dariq Whitehead. Small forward, Lauri Markkanen. Power forward, you can figure out later. And then center, Walker Kessler. Shout out Walker Kessler. Sorry about that. I offended you. City sucked, Walker Kessler, but I don't know. I was just a casual. But, yeah, Dariq Whitehead.
All right. That puts the Lakers on the clock then.
yeah, your favorite team.
Not my favorite team. I mean, they made the playoffs, so like they made it to the
playoffs.
Right. They made it to the Western
They
Conference
made the
Finals.
Conference
I don't know what they need, honestly. Definitely don't need small forward because Cole Swider is not their starter. This website, I tell you. What'd you say?
I just saw a post
cut out
Cole
again,
Swider
so.
that he's a bum.
Oh, okay.
But I take it back. He's not actually a bum. I don't know. He still didn't play. I think that the Lakers' biggest need is probably shooting guard or power forward.
Okay.
I would say because Austin Reeves, I think, is going to be playing point guard this year, and I think D'Angelo Russell is probably going to be gone.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe not. I just after you see him, how he played in the playoffs, I don't see.
You think Anthony Davis is better at center than power forward?
For sure.
Okay.
Better. He doesn't like it as much.
Are Lakers good on defense?
What?
Are Lakers good on defense?
Yes. They were last year. One of the best in the league.
Okay. Then I'm not going to go. Because I was going to take a defensive center here. But if they don't need that.
Dariq Whitehead?
So I was looking at.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't be bad. But they got, whatever his name is, Jared Vanderbilt. He's locked down. He plays power forward and Anthony Davis at center, so.
I mean, can Austin Reeves play shooting guard?
I mean, that's what he played last year.
Okay.
I just saw like how after based on what he's played in the playoffs, he basically was their point guard. So I just see them doing it full time, especially if D'Lo walks. But if D'Angelo Russell comes back, even he might be shooting guard. I don't know. Hachimura, I think he's a free agent, but I don't know how much he's really gonna get. He played really good, but
I'm gonna have him take Nick Smith here out of Arkansas.
Nick Smith. Okay. Potential's there. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, the Lakers, again, they're not looking into this draft to find someone who's going to be a franchise player. And especially at the 17th pick in the NBA. That's a potential pick. They could what?
If they had one pick earlier, they could have had a franchise player.
Oh, Dariq Whitehead?
Yeah. Okay, next pick. Miami Heat on the clock.
I know who I'd take here.
I'm between two players. Casey Wallace.
Okay.
Or Chris Murray. Those are my two choices. Because Kyle Lowry is not the answer in the long term. Like, he played well in the playoffs, but let's just be honest, he's not. Caleb Martin. I'm gonna go Casey Wallace. I don't even like that he slipped this far. I would say probably the best defender in the class at guard. He's short, but he knows how to defend. He's just, I don't know. He's like Shai Gilgeous, like the original Shai Gilgeous coming out of college. Like, that's kind of the player I, kind of see him as. Defender, playmaker, just kind of a role player, more of a role player, not like a big scorer. Maybe he can make the same jump as Shai, but and I think like right now, I think Casey Wallace is like pretty equal to like DeAnthony Melton. Like, I think that's the player he'll be immediately coming in, make some shots, make a little bit, and play defense. I think that at the very least he'll be a good role player. And yeah, I think he can be a pretty good starting point guard next to Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Bam. Just, I don't know. I think he'd be a good fit with them.
Okay. So put the Warriors on the clock. See, they get most of their scoring from the guards. So with their big men, they don't really need much scoring. But outside of Kevin Looney, they don't really have a center. I mean, Draymond Green sure can play center, but he's not.
What's his name?
Kevin Looney? Or is it Kevon?
Kevon, Adam. Come on.
Kevin.
He's from Milwaukee. Don't disrespect him. Don't disrespect
Kevon Looney. My bad.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have him taking Dariq Lively. Not the greatest scorer at center, but he is a defensive menace.
I like the pick.
Really want him to follow the Trailblazers, but he is climbing up draft boards right now, and I don't think that's going to happen. Lively?
Was he ever going to fall on there?
Yeah. Or at least, like, right after the lottery happened, I looked at a mock draft, and they had him below the Trailblazers.
He got some potential.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got a lot of potential. Okay. The Houston Rockets. Again, great. I hate the Houston Rockets. So I drafted Scoot Henderson with the first pick. So I would have drafted Dariq Lively here. This is something. Like, I don't even know because, like I said, we got point guard, we got shooting guard, we got small forward, power forward, and center. Like, we got all of our really, I don't know. I think. Okay, let's draft Chris Murray, power forward, small forward.
All right.
Iowa. NBA ready. He's gonna come in and surprise people. Same with Keegan, and he's fallen way farther than Keegan did. He's gonna come in. He can shoot. He can score. He's already ready for the NBA. He's just 21, 22 years old, so he's falling. That's like the only reason he's falling. Honestly, it's just he's ready. He's gonna come in and start a small forward for the Rockets right here.
Okay. All right, so the Brooklyn Nets are on the clock, and they have back-to-back picks.
Yep.
So why don't we brainstorm this together and see what two players they need here?
Okay.
So I mean,
I think
they have Bridges. They have their forwards, Cam Johnson and Michael Bridges. I said his name.
I think Cam Johnson is a free agent, but yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, cap hold.
He's restricted.
Yeah, they got. I mean, I feel like they'll resign him. He played well with them after the trade deadline. Okay,
I think their biggest need is guard, point guard or shooting guard, because Cam Thomas, they just don't play. The coach, whatever his name, Jack Vaughn, doesn't understand how to coach. So
they got Dinwiddie back too.
He was horrible, unfortunately. Shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie, one of the NBA players I have in my Snapchat.
Oh yes, you added him to our. Didn't you add him to like our fantasy basketball group chat once?
Yeah, and I did. Spencer Dinwiddie, he's a beast, but he played horrible this year. But so I think Mikal Bridges, obviously, we're not replacing him.
Right.
And then Nicholas Claxton. But Cam Johnson, I mean, he's a role player.
You think so? You don't think he's a starter?
No. I mean, I think he's a starter, but I think he's a role player, so I'm not really too worried. But I don't know. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I do feel like guards are different.
Mind?
Hood Schifino, I have one of them.
I mean, I'd be fine with it.
Okay. So we'll take Jalen Hood Schifino with the 21st pick then, and then the 22nd pick.
22nd, we're drafting Brandon Ponzuminski.
Okay.
From Wisconsin, from Greenfield. Shout out, Scott.
Well, I don't know anything about him, so tell me a little bit about this guy.
6'6". He's a crazy scorer. He can rebound. He's very athletic. He's honestly really good. Like,
he has dreadlocks in this picture. Interesting.
I don't think he has dreadlocks. I think he has braids.
They're kind of the same thing.
Anyway, he is crazy good. He's crazy athletic. He can score. He can rebound. He can shoot. I think he's underrated. I mean, he played at Illinois last year, kinda. He didn't really play. And then he transferred out of there. Santa Clara. Yeah. He's good. And go watch his clip. Go watch his next clip. After all this. Like, honestly, I think you'll be very surprised. But, yeah. That's who we're drafting here.
All right, so the Trailblazers are back on the clock. I am going Whitmore with their first pick. And I think they need a big man right here. I know outside of Jeremy Grant, they don't have much. Nurkic is always hurt. And so they need someone who either can replace him or when he does get hurt, can fill in for him efficiently. Drew Eubanks is not that guy. Huh?
I'm just trying to think of who you're picking.
Noah Clowney.
Oh. He's not. I don't see him as a big man.
I mean, he plays power forward. He's the best big man available, so.
Yeah, I mean, I like him. Yeah, okay. He's got the potential. His defense, his shooting potential, but I don't know.
Again, I was hoping Dariq Lively would be here, so.
Yeah.
Which is not going to happen.
Okay, I got the Kings. 24th pick. The Kings. I am going to go Maxwell Lewis. One of the best scorers. He averaged almost 20 points. He averaged over. I know he averaged over 15. I'm not really sure. He's a 3-and-D. He can rebound. He can pass. I think he's a little bit older. I think he's like 20, 21, but he was very good last year and 2 years ago. But Maxwell Lewis fits the need for the Kings of like a wing, small forward. Plays Harrison Barnes finally. Plug him in next to Keegan Murray, next to Kevin Huerter. But, yeah. Maxwell Lewis. I would have drafted Chris Murray if I didn't draft him earlier. That would have been my next destination for him.
Okay. All right, then the Grizzlies are on the clock. They definitely need a small forward because Dylan Brooks is not coming back.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they got Zaire Williams.
Yeah, and that's it.
David Roddy.
Who?
Their first round pick last year.
Yeah, I don't.
Jake LaRavia.
For that guy, yeah.
Luke Kennard.
Okay, fine. Then they need a point guard because John.
I agree with the shooting guard, small forward, man.
But I just don't know like who is. Oh, I feel like they need shooting. No.
Yeah, I would draft either Jalen Wilson or Julian Strawther. That's what I would draft.
We'll go Julian Strawther. I like them at Gonzaga. Like we said, we feel like he's a first round pick. I feel like 25 is definitely a lot better than 15.
I don't even think I'm not really worried about that anymore. Like, I don't know. I mean,
kind of after the top 10, the NBA is pretty much just draft for potential.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Or draft for what you need.
I think it's just who you want. I mean, like,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. Nowadays, I just don't really think. I don't think there's a huge talent gap between lottery picks and late first picks anymore. Like, honestly,
no, not at all.
In a lot of these drafts, at least,
like there's in every draft, or nowadays at least, it seems like there's 5 to 7 guys that are, solid or guaranteed guys, I guess. People who are going to go top of the draft, and then it's just kind of just everyone else.
Yeah, and everyone else there's a lot of late round steals nowadays.
Yeah,
which I like.
So yeah, we'll go Julian Strawther. I feel like he's a good fit for the Grizzlies. Team up with I guess they weren't really teammates, but Gonzaga alum Brandon Clark.
They definitely were not
teammates.
No. Okay, Pacers. I know exactly where I'm going with this one. Okay, I'm going to describe the player here. Tell me if you try to guess it.
Okay.
Small forward, one of the best scorers in the draft, crazy shooter, 6'8", 6'9", shot creator, played for a shitty team, and yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Sorry.
Imani Bates. We're drafting Imani Bates
okay.
Right here. It's a little bit of a reach probably, but I don't care. Imani Bates is good. And he's clearly first-round talent. I think he's lottery talent, honestly. It's just the rest of it,
he was supposed to be like top 5 pick a couple years ago in this draft.
Yeah, he was the number 1 ranked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super hyped coming out of high school. He ended up going to Memphis, right? Out of high school, and he transferred to Eastern Michigan.
Yeah,
Kind of just fell off.
I don't. He's good. Monty Bates, 6'9", small forward, shooting guard, whatever you want to. I think he'll probably play small forward in the NBA.
Okay.
He's like Michael Porter Jr., like similar to Michael Porter Jr. But he probably passes a lot. Honestly, his shot creation, his shot selection isn't anything crazy, and just his coachability and his like athleticism are both a little questionable. But I'm not really too worried. He can create a shot for himself. He can dribble. He can shoot. Yeah, first round talent for sure. Can't let him slide.
Okay. So that puts the Hornets back on the clock. We had them going Brandon Miller, their first pick. I don't really know where to go with this.
I think he should be Jet Howard or Kobe Buffkin.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of where I
Both
was.
Michigan players.
Yep.
I think they would fit next to both Miller and LaMelo because they both can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
They both can score. I mean, it just kind of depends on if because Kobe Buffkin's like a combo guard. He's not like a point guard specifically. So and Jet Howard is more of like a shooting guard, small forward. So I mean, I would probably go Kobe Buffkin personally, but either one I think.
Yeah, I think I'll go Jet Howard. Keep Melo at point guard. I mean, like you said, Buffkin's not really but Buffkin's 6'4". I don't know if I want to put him at a shooting guard.
6'7".
You're right.
And LaMelo can play shooting guard, I think, easily.
Okay. But you said like you said, Buffkin's not really much of a point guard though. It's more of a combo.
I think it's a combo. Okay, so Jet Howard?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I'm back on the clock with the Jazz. Okay. So Anthony Black, Dariq Whitehead. That's a draft right there. Okay, so I think let's see who I got. Kobe Buffkin's not really fit here with the 2 picks, so we're out on that. I like Amari Bailey here, but he doesn't really fit either. Bobby Klinman, I wish I could draft here, but he just signed with the NBL. So
signed with what?
With the NBL, Australia, New Zealand, whatever.
So he's not going to get drafted in the NBA?
No, he's out of the draft.
Oh, okay.
But he's on these sites. But I like him a lot. But he's just can't be drafted. Ooh, I know. Okay. So right now I'm between either Jordan Walsh or Keontae Johnson. Jordan Walsh, athletic. He can clamp up. Team up with Anthony Black again. Maybe, hopefully they're friends.
Hopefully,
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know, but hopefully they are. Okay, it's Keontae Johnson. I just don't think if I don't draft one of them. I don't want him to fall to the first round. Yeah, we're gonna draft Jordan Walsh.
Okay.
Jordan Walsh here. So our lineup's gonna be point guard, Anthony Black, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but my assistant GM made that pick early when I was in the bathroom. And then we got Dariq Whitehead, shooting guard. And then we got Jordan Walsh, small forward. And then we got Laura Markkanen, power forward. And then we got Mark Kessler at center. And then we got Con Sexton off the bench. We got THT off the bench. We got Jordan Clarkson off the bench. Unless we move him. I would probably want to move him. And then we got a couple of random role players off the bench. And that's a playoff team for sure. Okay.
It's the Pacers back on the clock yet again.
Yep. And they have the 32nd pick.
Yeah, they have a lot of picks. I don't. Center, maybe.
Mm.
Just again, there's not really centers in this draft, though.
I would draft Trace Jackson Davis. He can play power forward. He can play center. Indiana went to Indiana, so Indiana, I'm sure that they'll love him already. That's what I draft. I don't know. Like, I feel like the needs are we kind of filled them with Grady Dick and Mark Bates, shot creation, scoring, and then shooting. And then they have the center, and Imani Bates can play power forward, and so can Trace Jackson Davis. They got Tyrese Halliburton, obviously. They got Benedict Mathurin. And they got 3 more picks after this. 2 more picks after this, sorry. Because they got their 32nd pick, which we aren't picking, but that'll be another good player.
Yeah, we'll go Jackson Davis. He seems like he's got some good defense to him.
Oh yeah, he's a very good defender, but I like him a lot.
Okay, I found.
Sorry, Siri. Okay, 30th pick. Is this the last pick?
Yes, it is.
30th pick. Clippers. This is just a dumb pick because the Clippers are just poverty. Okay. I'm between Kobe Buffkin, which I kind of feel bad for falling this far because he's definitely not a second-round prospect. He's definitely a first-rounder, but in this one round, he's not. And then
just how the board fell,
Amari Bailey. I'm gonna go Amari Bailey. He didn't really show much at the beginning of the season. End of the season, his scoring ability, his shooting, his shot creation, and he went to UCLA, and I think he's from LA. I think. I don't know. I know he lived there. And then the Clippers are drafting him. He's already going to be a starting point guard for him, especially if Westbrook's gone. Oh, that wasn't even the last pick. We got the Pistons pick, don't we?
No, there's only 30 picks in the first.
That's the 31st. Well, the one of the picks were forfeited. But okay, is that it? Did he get the draft picture thing?
I think so. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, yeah. So that's the end of our draft.
There it is. And Dariq Whitehead. He's next. Everyone, hey, I just bought a Dariq Whitehead autographed jersey. Next episode, it's going to be right back there on the wall, right back over there.
It'll be here by next episode?
Yeah, I would assume so. But Dariq Whitehead. Shout out Dariq Whitehead. Shout out. Who else do I got? Okay, give me a second. I'm going to shout out. Adam, do you have any players you want to shout out that we couldn't draft?
That we couldn't draft?
Yeah, like in the first round.
Jaime Jaquez. Shout out Jaime Jaquez.
Okay. Yeah.
Big Jaime Jaquez fan.
Shout out Dylan Penn. Shout out. Actually, some of his players didn't declare. Judah Mintz. Shout out Judah Mintz. He went back to the draft. He's really good. Shout out Keontae. What's his name?
Johnson.
Oh yeah, Keontae Johnson. Keontae Johnson. I wish I drafted you, buddy, but unfortunately, you're a second-round pick in this draft. I would draft you in the first round. It's just if I was making every pick, you would have been drafted. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Shout out. Terrence Shannon. He would have been a first rounder, but he went back to the draft. Ben went back to school, Shout out Jalen Wilson from Kansas. I thought about picking him. He's just, I don't know. He's just the kind of player I don't really know if will translate for sure. Shout out Leonard Miller. Potential is there, but I don't know. Wasn't really too enamored by it. Shout out Liam Robbins. I like you a lot. I wish I could draft you, but I just don't think you're a first-round pick.
Shout out Drew Timme.
No,
Beast.
do not shout out Drew Timme. Yeah. Shout out Adam Bona. He's good. I like him a lot. Yeah, I think that's it. Especially Dariq Whitehead. Especially
Dariq Whitehead from Josh.
Yeah, Dariq Whitehead.
I guess we'll have to wait and see if he becomes the best player out of this draft.
Okay, here. We gotta get this. Dariq Whitehead will be top 3 minimum player in this draft class. He's going to be a multi-time All-Star. He's going to be All-NBA. He's just Dariq Whitehead is one of the best players I've ever seen in my life. And he is going to be the biggest steal in this draft, and the biggest draft steal ever.
All right.
Maybe not because Jokic was a pretty big steal.
Yeah, I mean, second round.
One of the biggest steals.
You heard it here first. Josh, Brud, big on Dariq Whitehead.
No one else thinks. I don't know. Everyone's sleeping on him, honestly. But get ready for when he comes. It's not going to be. I'm going to be sitting back and saying, what did you guys expect? I'm going to say, you guys anything less? At the very least, Dariq Whitehead is going to come in the league and be one of the best 3-and-D players in the league. He's already doing that. Like, he's already got that at the bare minimum role player. But he's gonna be so much more. So
he's gonna be a franchise-altering player.
Oh, he will be. Just depends on what team drafts him because
we had the Utah Jazz taking him.
Yeah, I hope he goes to a team like the Jazz, the Pacers, the Wizards, a shitty team that like needs scoring and it needs a shooting guard. Because
why don't you put him on the Pacers or not the why don't you draft him to the Wizards then?
I thought about it, but I think the GM would get fired. You draft Dariq Whitehead at number 9. I think he's better than Bradley Beal. I think he's been better than Bradley Beal. Like honestly, I probably would have if I was the Wizards GM only if I had some job security.
Okay.
If they told me, they said we'll give you 5 years. Do what you need. I'll be drafting him top 10. It's just like you know what I mean. Like it's still a risk, especially coming off 2 foot surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's good.
I guess if you were making this mock draft by yourself, where would you have taken him?
Let's say like I'm the every GM.
Yeah.
I'd probably take him number 5.
The Pistons?
No, who's 6? Pacers.
6 is the Magic.
I'd probably take him number 6.
Okay.
I'd take him over Kante George, and then I'll draft Jordan Hawkins at 11 still, or Taylor Hendricks at 11, depending on how it falls. But yeah, Dariq Whitehead's that good. It's just I don't know. Like this was like a kind of projection, somewhat trying to be a little bit realistic, but
right.
Yeah, if I'm an NBA GM, I'm getting fired for Dariq Whitehead. What?
That's how high you are. You're going to take that chance.
I'm that confident.
You're going to put your job security or your job on him?
My entire job security on the line for Dariq Whitehead. Only if he's healthy though. If we draft him and he keeps hurting his foot or his foot is a big problem, then I'll say, okay, I'm begging you, please give me one more chance. That's what I'll say. It's just like. But if he's healthy, I don't see him not working out. Like honestly, like his shot doesn't look the best. I'm gonna be honest, like the look of it, but he makes it, and it looks smooth enough, and he shoots 40% from 3.
I mean, it's the same with Lonzo.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's the same with LaMelo, and he shoots good from 3 too. It's just, yeah, Dariq Whitehead. Adam, here's your homework for today. Dariq Whitehead highlights, and Brandon Podziemski. I don't know how to say it. Highlights.
Okay.
Those 2, and then come back for the next podcast after the draft. It's probably it's gonna be after the draft, I'm sure. And say, wow, these guys are really good. Yeah. The rest of the draft, I mean, I wasn't really too about anyone else. Just Imani Bates, Brandon Podziemski, John L. Davis. Shout out John L. Davis.
Oh, he would have went first round for sure if he was here.
Yeah, he went back to the draft, unfortunately.
FAU. Went back to FAU.
Going back to school, sorry, yeah. Kante George, I really liked. But Dariq Whitehead, I'll send you some videos, Adam.
Okay.
Okay, yep, that's it for our mock draft.
Yep, that brings us to the end of this episode. If you made it along this far, we appreciate you. And come back for future episodes. We hope to have one coming in the next few weeks. I know everyone's schedule is a little busy, so we won't be doing weekly episodes, that is for sure. But like Josh said, hopefully we'll have one after the draft so we can get some of your reactions from that.
Yep.
So again, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe. We are trying to get the subscribers up. That giveaway that we announced a while ago is still.
What's the giveaway again?
We don't know what we're giving away, but again, we have.
I know we're giving away, but what's our number? 100.
It was 100, and I think you changed it to 200. We'll keep it at 100 because we're only at 16. So
giveaway is at 100.
Yeah, 100 subscriber giveaway. So be sure to tell your friends. By the time we hit 100, we'll hopefully have figured out a way to monitor the giveaway, to run the giveaway, because we can't.
I'll run.
We can't force you to subscribe per YouTube rules.
Nope. We can't. So you don't have to subscribe
to win the giveaway.
Just
but once we hit 100
giveaway.
subscribers, we'll start the giveaway.
Yeah.
All right. So then, thank you, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.